I think they might have a few because they need these home gate dates, a certain number of dates to make money. I'm not sure why they couldn't have spread the season out another week or two. Maybe the finals go till the end of June, maybe 1st of July. I'm not sure why they refused to do that. But with it, you don't want to be paying your stars to not play, or you don't want to be paying anybody not to play. And there's a lot of guys on the shelf. The Bulls have had, fair share of injuries. Richard Hamilton's missed the majority of the season. Luol Deng just came back from 7 games out. Derrick Rose has got back issues again. He's probably going to sit out a couple games, I would imagine. And that can't be good. People are paying to see the best product, and if they're not going to get it, it's going to hurt in the long run. So I think there could be some regrets. Well, it could be a combination of just about everybody. You got Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah. Probably could have been all-stars this year if they'd played at their normal stat lines, but they've been down a little bit. You've got Ronnie Brewer. Sometimes he looks like his shot is getting a lot better, sometimes not. You've got Kyle Korver and C.J. Watson, who have played very well when they play heavy minutes. When these guys are injured, they've been great at stepping in. They're not as good when they're just playing sub-minutes. They don't seem to shoot the ball as well. And then trying to think, Taj Gibson could shoot the ball a little bit. They've all been pretty good. Maybe not, everybody. It seems like everybody besides the top two could pick it up a little bit, though. Well, in some cases, yes. Some no. I think the top 3 teams in the league clearly are the Bulls, Miami, and Oklahoma City. Looks like the Thunder are going to probably coast to the first place in the Western Conference. I don't think that's a big surprise to anybody, considering that the Lakers and Mavericks were going to be lost some people, probably weren't going to be as good. It has been interesting. The other contenders, the Clippers, are shaping up as maybe the second best team in the West. Denver was looking really good until they had some injuries. In the East, Philadelphia and Indiana probably picked it up a little. Gotten better a little sooner than people expected, so it should be an interesting playoff season this year. Well, I think Orlando came into the season thinking they're going to try what the Lakers did with Kobe a few years ago. We're just going to let it sit, let him forget about his trade demand, and everything will be fine. And it's starting to look like that's not going to work out. Orlando is not playing that well. They don't seem to have a team that's going to challenge for the Eastern Conference title. And there's the big if for them is Dallas is trying to clear cap room just to sign him outright next season. I think in New Jersey might be able to too. So a couple of his targets could just sign him as a free agent. They'd risk, and that's would risk losing him for nothing. So when it gets down to the Magic could risk losing him for nothing. So when it comes down to the trade deadline, if they're going to make a trade, the obvious one is to go to the Lakers for Andrew Bynum. I think that's eventually going to happen. Yes, he's not putting up the same kind of numbers he was earlier. We're not sure why. It's he doesn't like to talk to the reporters very much. So yeah, I'm not sure what is up with him, but he is still strong defensively. He's still a tough guy to shoot, make a basket by shooting over him. But he hasn't quite gotten the big rebound numbers, or his scoring really hasn't picked up like we might have expected, and tough to tell why. Well, let's see, when we're filming this, we're about a day ahead of the announcement of the All-Star reserves. The Bulls are going to be interested to see if they get a second player. As their second year, they've had one of the best records in the Eastern Conference. You would think they should have more than just Derrick Rose. But Luol Deng's injury probably slowed his momentum a little bit. He just missed 7 games. He's probably on the fence, probably about 50-50. If you look at the 7 reserves, I think Chris Bosh, Joe Johnson, probably Paul Pierce are in for good, for sure. Now, there's a lot of tough calls, and there's a smaller sample size because the season hasn't gone on as long. Should Milwaukee's Brandon Jennings make it? Should Cleveland's Kyrie Irving have some good numbers? Do you need to pick somebody from Indiana and Philadelphia, a team that doesn't really have stars? They're more of a team concept, but considering how well they've done, you have to pick one player from each team. So there's a lot of tough calls. There's going to be a lot of probably a lot of complaints once the names come out, and the Bulls could certainly be one of those teams complaining if Luol Deng doesn't make it. Thanks for watching. This is Mike McGraw.